I know I'm about to be spending lots of time at home, and so lately I've been enjoying getting some work done at a coffee shop just to switch things up. I also had to grab some groceries for dinner on this particular evening. We're back home. I'm about to change into something a little bit comfier, even though I have been wearing many of my favorite comfy outfits as is, just being so pregnant these days. But it's nice now that the temperature is actually getting lower. We can actually wear a lot of the cute lounge sets that we have. And so I'm gonna throw one on for the rest of the evening. I am all about all things cozy and comfortable, especially in this season of life. And I recently just picked up a few things from Skims in terms of underwear and bralettes, and I had to share them with you guys because they are so comfortable. These are both from their Fits Everybody collection, and this collection is amazing. When they say it fits everybody, it fits everybody. I just threw on their crossover bralette. I actually got quite a few of these for nursing. I know that a lot of people prefer kind of the clip-in maternity bras, which Skims also sells, but these are so comfortable and they're still easy just to move around as needed. They're so comfortable even if you aren't pregnant, if you're not nursing. This collection is super lightweight. It molds to every single body type. It's also made from this really buttery soft fabric that stretches to twice its size without ever losing its shape. This past year has been the year that my body has changed more than it ever has before, and so I'm so thankful to have pieces that are just gonna flow with me as I grow and evolve. I also picked up some of their boy short underwear, and these are so comfortable. I especially wanted to have these for the hospital and postpartum. These are so stretchy. I love that they are a bit more high-waisted too. I've heard that especially after giving birth, it's nice just to have something to kind of hold everything together. They come in so many different shades. I have a black pair and I also have more of a nude shade as well. They're just the absolute comfiest. So I'll have the collection linked down below if you guys want to check them out. Also, after you place your order, there is a little section where you can enter that I sent you from my YouTube channel specifically, so feel free to fill that out as well. Since moving into this house, we have really savored having a backyard. It still feels like such a treat to be able to pop outside, water the plants, and run around with Cash. And I are about to go for our nightly walk. This is something that we have kind of always done. We always liked walking together, but lately we have been going on nice, at least an hour-long walks in the evening, and it really is just so refreshing to get out, especially after him working in an office, me being on my laptop all day, and especially since I'm not really doing a lot of my normal workouts these days. I just can't keep up as much. Walking is the one thing that just feels really good. We've just been going for nice, long, leisurely walks, and especially as the temperatures cool down too. You know, before here in Texas, it was not necessarily a fun outing to do. And I just know that coming up here soon, a lot of the time that we get together is going to be so focused on raising our son and doing all the baby things. We definitely still want to keep quality time a priority, obviously, but I just know that these moments are going to be limited, and so we've both been trying to just soak up the time to really get to talk about each other's days, catch up, and have that intentional time. And so it's honestly something that I really look forward to every single night. back home now and I'm about to set the vibes in our house. This is something that I like to do pretty much every single evening, not just in the fall or any particular season. I love turning off all of our overhead lights, turning on all the lamps. I have a few unscented candles that I also like to burn. If you've been here for a while, you know that I went through a period of struggling with insomnia, and sleep was just something that I always really feared because it was hard for me to sleep. And I have found over the years something that has helped tremendously is just making the evening time and that time of winding down something that I look forward to. Really just making your home feel warm and welcoming is something that I think is so valuable. It may seem kind of silly. Our environment just affects us so much more than we realize, and so this is something that really does make our home just feel so warm. And it also kind of sets the mood before I cook dinner, which you guys know is one of my favorite times at night. I would always do this in our apartment too, but especially since being in the house with all the different rooms, I really just enjoy doing this. It's really nice. Tonight on the menu, we are making lasagna soup. I've made this once before and it is honestly so delicious. I feel like you can't even call it soup because my favorite kind of soups are the soups that just have so many ingredients that they don't actually really taste like soup. I would say this is more of almost a pasta, and it's just one of those really comforting foods. I love in the fall time just cooking more warm, very kind of soothing meals, things with a lot of broth, cooking with seasonal ingredients, and cooking is really one of my favorite times of night. I've said that so many times here on my channel, but for me, it really is such a nice time to just get off my phone. Sometimes I'll still watch a YouTube video, or I'll listen to a podcast, or I'll listen to music, but it really is my me time just to focus on working with my hands, you know, making a meal. And I know here soon that these kind of more involved meals are not going to be happening every single night, probably not that often. I know it's going to be a lot of Aiden cooking for me and eating things that are just a little bit easier to eat. And so I have been savoring just trying new recipes and really spending time in the kitchen because it is one of those things that I genuinely enjoy. My mom always told me if you could read, then you can cook, because it's simply following a recipe. And I have really ran with that philosophy and refused to ever think that I'm bad at cooking, because it really is just following a recipe, and then you kind of learn as you go, and soon you don't even have to follow a recipe. So You can hear it, but it actually just started raining, which is perfect because I'm about to take a bath. This is something that I do really like to do in the fall and winter time, but especially now being pregnant, I've been enjoying Epsom salt baths. Of course, you can't make them super hot or anything when you're pregnant, but it is still a little bit warm outside, so I'm not wanting to make it super hot or anything. I have definitely just had more aches and pains lately, and I find that these baths really do help just relieve a lot of the pain. I don't stay in there very long, just like 10 minutes or so. Make sure that it's not too hot. This is something that I've been enjoying just to unwind at night. Towards the end of pregnancy, I really have not been sleeping as well, just kind of getting a little bit more uncomfortable to sleep. I find that taking baths at night really does help me unwind. It helps my muscles relax too, especially getting the Epsom salt, to light some candles and just chill out a little bit. Oh my goodness, you guys, this rain is just so perfect. It really hasn't rained much here lately over the last few months, and it's the perfect little thunderstorm. I'm so excited to crawl into bed. We have a big window in our bedroom. It's just so relaxing falling asleep to the sound of rain, and just one of those little things that I'm really thankful for tonight. Every night I've been using Dime's Glaze Hydrating Body Oil. I'll use this on my belly. It honestly just feels great. I'm at the point where if I get stretch marks, I get stretch marks. I really don't think there's anything you can do to prevent them, but that just feels good because you'll find that your stomach just gets really dry when you're pregnant. And so I really like using that. I also really like this face wash from The Ordinary. I find that it really does cleanse my skin well, gets all my makeup off, and it's still pretty gentle. So we always use this. And for moisturizer, I usually keep it simple. I just use the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. Just a very simple moisturizer, and I find that this really does the job. My skin has been really dry lately, and I have been dealing with quite a few breakouts lately. I've not been the most secure about my skin these days, so also changed into some PJs. I'm wearing all the things that I had originally gotten for my hospital bag, but they all just looked so comfy, so I've been wearing them. We're just breaking them in before that time comes. Favorite bedtime essentials lately. I have been all about my bedtime routine lately. The first is our Hatch sound machine. This was actually something from our shower that we received for when baby boy is sleeping in our room with us, but we just started using it, and you guys, I love it. I've been using it as an alarm. I use it as a nightlight. I use it for white noise. Totally not an ad, but what's really awesome about this is you can actually set different preferences, different favorites, and by the amount that you tap it, it'll switch through your favorites. So I've already labeled mine. I have one that's for nighttime feedings. When we feed him, that's just a soft glow light, but nothing too disruptive. And at night, while I've been hanging out in here reading or just doing whatever, I've actually been turning on the red light. And I really do think that it's a lot less disruptive than, say, even a yellow light, which I prefer, any sort of warm light. I didn't want to talk with it on because it is a little bit creepy having red light while talking, but there's something about it that is just really soothing at night. I had heard lots of great things about the Hatch, but I just started using it and I understand the hype. I also have a little notepad that I've been keeping in my nightstand. This is actually sent from one of my viewers' small business. I'll link it down below. I believe it's called 8 Lotus. And I find that lately I have been thinking a lot about my to-do list for the next day. And sometimes I find it's helpful just to write everything out, kind of do a brain dump of everything on my mind, and then I'll just put it away and I won't think about it anymore. Instead of going on my phone, making a list on my phone, there's just something about writing it out on my nightstand that has been really helpful. Have all my little goodies in my nightstand these days. I've also been reading my devotional before bed. This was something that I would typically do in the mornings, but I have just been dealing more with kind of worry and anxious feelings at night. And so I find that reading my devotional in the evening really does help just calm me down. I've been trying to pray before bed too. Aiden and I will also pray together too a lot here lately, just because I can feel really overwhelmed before bed these days, and I'm trying to just calm my heart and trust in him fully. And I find that doing my devotional in the evening helps. I still do New Morning Mercies. I also have my Bible in my nightstand, so I'll just pull that out if there's any scripture that I want to read, a lot of Psalms, and I found that that has been really just helpful in the evenings.